I have a clear vision of what I would like to see. I'm less certain that we can achieve it without some serious difficulties. You know, what I'd like to see is a much more equitable planet. You know, where we did live within the resource base that we have and could sustain it. And we clearly know by all the evidence we have that's not true now. You know, it's not possible for every human being on the planet to live the way Americans do. And, you know, so does that mean we have to put on a hair shirt and move into a cave? I don't think so. But I think we could easily cut our consumption of energy by 80%. I think we could easily cut our consumption of water by 50 to 70%. I think we could easily reduce our waste stream. I think we could easily reduce the amount of material input that we take, use, and throw away. You know, so that whole notion that we can take it, extract it, you know, somehow grab it from the earth in one way or another, use it, and then toss it away, this kind of linear projection, is really a dead-end system. There's no other system on the planet that works that way. I mean, this planet is all about closed-loop systems. And so we've got to start thinking in closed-loop systems ourselves. And I think that's, you know, that's what where my hope lies, is that we can start breaking out of this very narrowed, siloed thinking, where engineers only think about engineering and architects only think about design and scientists only think about biology or chemistry or whatever the hell their discipline is, and we start thinking in cross-disciplinary ways and holistic ways about the issues that we're facing. I think resiliency is all about being able to respond to critical issues when they emerge. And I don't think centralized systems, whether it's government or our infrastructure, you know, the electrical grid, you know, a sewer treatment system that's 40 miles away and collects all the sewage for an entire region and pipes it and then treats it and disposes of it, again, in a linear fashion. We have to start thinking in much more appropriately scaled systems. And I think, you know, what if this building was part of a district, an eco-district, of other buildings, you know, in close association, say, with Portland State University, which is where we're located here. And this district provided, for all of the wastewater treatment, it provided the energy resources for this whole district. It dealt with the waste stream for this whole district. It didn't rely on these regional systems. Then you would have resiliency, because then you're not tied to something that happens on a transmission line 400 miles away, you know, that then somehow migrates through all of the substations, you know, and all of a sudden you have a major blackout. You know, you have resiliency, and they can have some interconnection, but each also has the ability to stand on its own. So you have self-sufficiency, but then you also are interconnected in ways to other systems. So then you have both redundancy and resiliency to respond. And the way we've structured it right now is everything is about getting bigger and more isolated and more single-focused. And I think it's that single-focused approach to problem solving that I think has really gotten us in deep trouble. I think we have to start working at a local and community scale. And again, as I was talking, you know, about it's all about relationships, you know, building those trust relationships. You build them with your neighbors and with your community. And then you figure out, how's my community going to respond in a crisis? You know, how would my community respond in the case of a major earthquake or a flood or a fire or, you know, peak oil? You know, peak oil is this 800-pound gorilla is sitting in a corner of the room, right? And nobody wants to deal with it. What happens if gasoline hits $10 a gallon in today's prices? What happens to our economy? You know, what happens to cities like Phoenix, you know, or Tucson, you know, or what happens if Lake Powell and Lake Mead go dry and we have a great diaspora of the populations out of the Southwest? Where are they going to go? They're going to go where there's water. Where's their water? Welcome to the Pacific Northwest. You know, and so I think we have to start addressing some of these fundamental issues that are going to impact us in the very near future. I truly believe we're going to be impacted in significant ways that are really going to challenge us. And so we have to start getting creative. And I think I've frankly pretty much lost faith that at the federal level that we're going to find solutions. I think the solutions are going to come at the local level. And I think, again, it's built on trust and relationships, and you start building that network of people, and you find your own opportunities for resiliency and transformation of your community. I totally agree. I think we all have to be leaders, and it's engagement. You know, I think true leaders are people that, A, listen, number one. You have to be able to listen, and then you have to be able to engage, and then you have to be able to help coalesce action towards a collective agreed upon outcome. And I think that's where you get true leadership. It's not about top down, it's about how do you work, you know, within the fabric of the community.